Ready Check Radio.
Stand by as we get ready to serve up all your news this week in the world of gaming. Welcome to Gaming Gumbo. Hello, Internet, and welcome to Gaming Gumbo, Ready Check Radio's weekly gaming wrap-up. It is Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That means it's time for a show. We're doing it live, twitch.tv/ReadyCheckRadio, just like we always do. However, if you can't catch us live, we'd love you to, by the way. But if you can't, you can watch it on YouTube, ReadyCheckRadio.com. Listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, and also now Amazon Music and Audible. So you can find these podcasts and our Relic Grind podcast on Thursdays for Final Fantasy XIV or all things Square Enix on all of those different places. So come on over and wait, what? Poor audio while using a mic that cuts off the top half of its frequency. Wait, what? What? Is there an audio issue, Martha? Do we have to stop the show and start all over?
No, we don't. Deal with it.
Keep going. Just keep going.
No, it's fine.
If you enjoy what we do here, make sure you give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, all that free stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all those fun stuff. They are famous for cutting off the top end. That's why I use it for podcast only, not voiceover. Joining me, first show of 2022, Mr. Jason Winter. You got a hat in the background. And you were like very making sure that was in the frame. What is that?
I figure if you can have some Full Metal Alchemist TCG stuff in your background, I can have some Full Metal Alchemist TCG stuff in my background too.
I don't have any Full Metal Alchemist TCG stuff in my background.
Well, you have 24. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, these are the hats that we gave out to volunteers.
Yeah,
and we wore ourselves at conventions and so forth. So
that is cool.
Yeah,
I have 24 in my background for you.
That's right. Yeah, I have this in background for me too.
Right there. That is a case of
I've watched both of them, Martha. I've watched both
starter decks
MAs.
for 24 TCG, Jason Winter, game designer on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't opened them. They're still sealed. They'll be worth fortunes someday.
They're worth at least 50 cents right now.
At least 50 cents. And then when I have them sign it, it'll be at least 40.
Ninja, I have some taste. I haven't watched the live action, and I didn't see the Sacred Star of Milos. I have to see that still. But
I have not watched any of it.
Well, you heard him already. Also on the line, resident artist of Ready Check Radio, Yad. How are you, my friend? How was New Year's? How was Christmas? Get anything good from Santa?
The usual stuff. Things I need, things I don't need. Stuff like that.
What a description. Some things I need, some things I don't need.
Yep.
Jason doesn't strike you as an anime watcher. Are you?
He
Jason?
doesn't. Yeah,
I'm only an anime watcher. What are you talking about, man?
Like I don't know if I would have guessed that either.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite?
I'm always bad when anyone asks what's my favorite of anything.
Yeah.
But
most of us are.
Yeah, I know. It was on some level, not necessarily my favorite, but I really liked the style of it, and I really did enjoy it. Even if it's a little out there, is Big O.
Big O was good.
Never heard of it.
It was good.
See, that shows my geek cred that I've heard of.
Yeah,
Big
see,
O.
I'm not really big into anime. Like I'm very like select few. These are I know what I like and I watch what I like, and I'm generally not like, well, let me sit down and try a new anime today. That's I'd rather try a new book or a new video game. Anime is just kind of down. Like I love Ninja Scroll back in the day. I love Record of Lotus War back in the day. Cowboy Bebop, of course, back in the day. And then like that's kind of it. I mean, Castlevania doesn't really count to me as anime because it's a style thing, not just it being animated.
Martha, didn't you talk to me about Cells at Work a while back? Remember that?
Oh, Cells at Work. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, so this is Gaming Gumbo, our weekly gaming wrap-up show.
Anime Gumbo.
Anime Gumbo.
We're all weebs here.
Anime Gumbo. Who's your waifu? Anybody got a waifu?
All of them.
All. Don't narrow it down. Just
sure.
They're all.
I got a harem. There we go.
They're all tremendous. We love them all.
Always with the harems.
We love them all.
The way to go.
Yeah, animes have their conventions, games have their conventions, and what used to be many a while ago, the biggest of the biggest in the world of gaming, E3,
Oh
quickly
my.
approaching, a few months from now, 4 or 5 months, and we don't have exact dates. They didn't give exact dates for it yet, but we know, like May, June-ish, somewhere in there. But no surprises here. Digital only. I'm sure both of you are shocked. I'm sure both of you now have to run out and get plane ticket and hotel refunds because you were already planning for this. But they announced yesterday or the day before, I don't quite remember. I think it was yesterday, whatever, that it will be
3 weeks. It shit happened in the past.
Yeah, it was in the past that it will be digital only. Anybody shocked? No?
I was
Okay.
shocked that they were still even planning on doing a physical show. Almost, really.
I don't think they were.
No.
I mean, I think we would have, because for a physical show, I have to think, Jason, that they would have already dropped the dates specifically for travel planning
By this time,
arrangements.
yeah.
Didn't they have the convention center? Or I think it's some other convention that canceled its reservation, like at the center.
Oh, that was for
San
some
Diego?
type of world.
Maybe?
That was the Dota 2 International, wasn't
No,
it?
no, this is like recent. It's only the last couple days. Yeah, the Dota 2 thing
Hmm.
was a few weeks ago. But yeah, there's something.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it was
they
San Diego. I
canceled.
don't know. But yeah.
So no surprises there. Primarily citing COVID and increases, particularly in Omicron variant and cases in hospitals and hospitalizations, all that usual stuff
Right.
impacting E3. And so I don't think any surprises there. But I do want to ask this, gentlemen. Like, first off, E3 has been on its way down for a long time. And we've known that. We've talked briefly about it here and there. But, companies, whether they're the bigs, the Sonys, the Xboxes, the Microsofts, the Nintendos of the world, they're kind of figuring out that they can draw just as many people to watch things when they do them in-house as when they do them at E3. So the little companies started picking up some of the slack at E3 and getting a little more attention because some of the bigger dogs were doing small things if they showed up at all, a la Nintendo. Nintendo sends a video and that's about it anymore. So I want
Here,
to
go ahead
ask
and
you,
play this in the room.
right? But yeah, when it's our turn, press play. But then even the little dogs, or I shouldn't say little dogs, we're still talking about million dollar companies, but the littler dogs, some of them started backing out too. Now we have, a couple years in a row where you can't really do the thing. Is there a future for E3 at all as a physical event first? Let's start there. Let's say COVID 2 years from now is not a thing we even remotely think about, let alone have to worry about outside. Quote unquote normal is restored, right? As far as being able to go somewhere and hang out with people without having to worry about anything.
Right.
Do
It
we
becomes
see
the flu.
do we see big E3 events like that anymore in the way we did 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? What do you think, Jason? Is there a future for a physical big-ass E3 anymore?
It depends on what the purpose of E3 is. Because, back in the day, it used to be just, publishers meeting developers and forming business plans or stuff like, stuff that, a very businessy kind of thing. And regular
You and
people
I have
weren't
talked
allowed
about
in.
that privately where they need to refocus.
Yeah.
They are not the announcement place anymore, and they haven't been for years, and they're desperately trying to hold on to, you don't announce anything anywhere except here, this is where you want to make your announcement, and they haven't been that for half a decade to a decade at this point.
And the problem with that is they don't need E3 to make an announcement. Like you said, Nintendo
Exactly.
can mail in
Yep.
a video. Any other company can say, hey, we're announcing something on June 15th, tune into our Twitch site or whatever. They don't need to physically be there to throw a video up or to have a panel or whatever. So in terms of, like I said, if it is a show for business, then there is probably some usefulness to being able to go there and do business at the show and actually meet people in person. If it's for consumers, if it's for gamers, then no, there's no need for it because that is just not needed anymore.
So does it need to, or do you think it will rewarp, reinvent, change into a different thing? Or are they just so, gung-ho about holding on to, we are E3, this is where you want to make your announcement, even though we all know that isn't the case and hasn't been for a while?
Yeah,
Is somebody behind the reins smart enough I don't want to say smart enough because I have a feeling leadership knows that they need to change their direction and has for a while. But is there a direction that you could see them going in, I think, becomes the next question. Because what are you going to be, a general gaming convention? Okay, well, we got PAX. We got all of our local, smaller, regional things. You got too many games every year. Like, we have those. If E3 just becomes another one of those, E3 isn't really anything special. Like, what can they become, Yad? What do you think? Like, is there a niche in gaming that E3 could serve?
Ninja says VR.
Well,
Yeah, if you want like 8 games there, sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
hell, you
possible.
got CES, which isn't generally
Right.
gaming, but all the gaming hardware stuff is shown off there too.
Right,
Like, is
they
hardware
showed off a
really
bunch
even
of
an
hardware. Even though you can't get them at the moment, the PlayStation 5s are showing off their new color schemes at CES. So, there's a lot of other convention type deals where they're doing a lot of in-person big show type things, and like Jason said, there's, for a general consumer to show up to these things for making announcements, it's not really viable for them anymore. I don't even think the doing business there type deal is viable anymore for them. That type of model, because I mean, before they were open to the general consumer, they were a industry
it was
only
industry
type group.
and press
Yeah,
only.
right.
But that's kind of why E3 became so big, right? In pre-internet days, you needed to be at E3.
Right.
All the
and
press was going
people
to be
wanted
there.
to be
All
there.
the industry insiders were going to be there. If you wanted your message out in a pre-internet or early internet day, you had to be at E3.
And like I said, the people wanted to be there because they weren't allowed in, and that's where the announcements were being made to each other, to
Yeah.
the other industry people, to the press. So the general public wanted in, and then they let the general public in, and then the internet happened, and
Let everybody in, basically.
yeah, and so the companies now have their own inroads to, their public and their
Yeah.
fan base and stuff on the internet as opposed to in a physical location. So what do you do? How do you set it up from here on out? If you even want to do a physical event, I mean, does it
That's
actually
kind of where
vet
I'm leading,
anyone?
gents.
Yeah.
Do we actually see E3 become a digital-only event
I think
going
it could.
forward without COVID being a factor? It's just E3 is a big annual digital event.
Right. Because I mean, who's making a profit off of E3 anyways? It's probably the top few people in the organization. And if you scale it back so that you don't have to have all the logistics of controlling, getting volunteers, setting up hotels, setting up an event center, and all that stuff, you can refocus it to be an online only event, and you only need 4 or 5 people, which who get paid, and you just focus in on that. Do the online event, the big splash event, once a year online, and hopefully you can drag in those big name companies again, saying, "Hey, look, we'll do a big presentation for you. We'll get all these things together for you, and you don't have to do it on your own somehow."
Right. Jason Mad Martha says hardware focused maybe, and then I think that would be
CES.
nice, but that's
Yeah.
CES, and even if you took it away from CES, let's say there was a stunning coup and you took it from CES and everybody wanted to come to you, you're at the mercy of when new hardware is ready to be announced or available, so you might have a ton of shit one year and then nothing for the next two. So
Yeah, that's a lot less than the number.
Can
of
you
new
think
games
of
you
like
can-
a gaming convention that if they made today, Jason, you would like, oh my god, I'd be disappointed if I missed that. And take away the jaded gamer side of Jason, just like as a general gaming fan.
But isn't that
as
all
a
of
general
Jason?
gaming fan, is there like an event that you're like, oh man, if somebody did that, I would really not want to miss that? I can't
I'd like to go
honestly think of one for me.
I'd like to go to any video game convention if it was free and I didn't have to worry about how much my hotel paid. I'll go to any convention.
Well, yeah, they would just pre-record all of E3 if it was digital, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Promise the extra marketing for their showcase because marketing is a major cost in today's world. Right, but there's still, I mean, that's what they try to do now. It's
Right.
just they're losing market share on viewership and attention at that point.
Firefest.
Firefest, DJ.
Oh my
I don't want to miss it. Hold
Oh
on.
god.
I
Oh,
got to go to
God.
the Ready Check Radio and tweet out an orange square. Give me one
Right.
second.
I
let
don't
us know what you guys think about E3. Go ahead, Yad. Sorry.
It's the only thing I can think of going from general fan conventions that I normally vended at pre-COVID, because I haven't started that back up yet. I don't know when I will, but hopefully soon. But going from general fan conventions to things where events where you don't want to miss out on something. The only thing I can remember really like sitting there and really getting into, wishing I was there, was back in the day, BlizzCon, because they had tournaments. They had things that were happening right then and there. So
Yeah.
Right. So the big difference there then is if you look at BlizzCon then as an example of something you potentially don't want, or at least in the past you didn't want to miss. That is a direct fan event. Like it is built around just being a celebration for the fans. And by the way, we're going to announce our newest stuff, which you guys want to see, as a byproduct of we have all of you available there. Can E3 pull that off? Though when you have in a BlizzCon world, in a PAX world, which is essentially the same thing, in a Gamescom's thing universe where that's the same thing. Or is there just too much competition for E3 to be, this big dog anymore? It's always going to be this cool event that maybe you want to go to once in your life.
They'd have to rebuild from the ground up. Yeah. And I think if they were to go that route, it's possible, because you could make it so that you talk to the other fan events and go, okay, so you're holding this here, you're holding this there. Where can we fit in? What tournaments, what events can we get in? And can we do like a grand championship type deal where it's all the other events are feeding into that one? And if they can manage that, then they can have, this is the Super Bowl of gaming conventions, where the best of the best show up for their finals, which could be a thing if they chose to go that route. Will they?
I don't
think
so.
so.
The problem. I don't think they're going.
I don't think.
I think so.
That's too far out of the box for their thinking. I think.
I think it just comes down to, Jason. It's run by the ESA, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they consider E3 still totally relevant,
right?
For whatever reason, because it profits them to do so.
They have to say that E3 is relevant.
Exactly. Well, let's kick off some 2022 stuff. We got a lot of eye-rolling shit, and I'm sure that this is going to carry on throughout the year. Jason and I have talked about some of it on MMO Bomb. The Always Online podcast from yesterday is up on mmobomb.com. You can check it out there. We're going to kick it off with Konami. I'm sure you're going to hear us talk about NFTs off and on all year, or blockchain technologies, or cryptocurrencies being used in games. Konami is going to go ahead and celebrate the 35th anniversary of Castlevania with a memorial NFT collection.
They're going to be NFTs.
Yeah, they're going to auction off 14 of them, some of which are just static images. Others will kind of look like videos, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. You can check out some of them on their website. You don't have to purchase them. So if they're images and you don't mind sample on the watermark, just, click print screen.
Put a stake in them. Just put a stake
that
in
is the problem with NFTs.
Yeah, put a stake in them. So I'm showing you right here one, Castlevania Dracula's Castle pixel art. And it's like, please don't think that I am saying I don't like the art. I actually really do. I love the art.
That is very clever.
It is cool. I'd love to get a cloth print of that, to hang it up on the wall. I don't want a digital one that I'm the only one in the world that owns one. I don't care. And I think it's wonderful that Konami wants to jump on the most recent bandwagon to try and make some money off of a franchise that they don't do much with.
One of my questions with NFTs is, if you own the NFT, say you bought this Castlevania piece, could you then print it off on your own and make a big cloth print of it?
I don't know.
Or is it digital only? You just see your name on the registry and that's all you do.
Whatever.
That's kind of stupid.
We got
yeah.
this one. We've got here's Vampire Killer.
Mm.
Wow, I'd pay
Yeah.
something for that.
You got another one.
The images they showed off was nice. They were neat images, and I think one of them was supposed to be including music, I guess. Is that the
Yeah, it
Vampire
was like a
Killer
little
one?
video or something. Yeah.
I don't know what the cube was supposed to be.
Yeah, I said some of them are videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
God. And then we found out that Jason, GameStop wants in on NFTs as well.
Of course they do.
Well, GameStop's got to go somewhere, I guess.
Speaking of things that are no longer relevant, along with
Ooh.
Yeah, they hired like 20-some people to form like a little committee to see how GameStop can get in on NFT marketplaces and cryptocurrency marketplaces. Now, so I'm not surprised by that, and I can understand how they're like, okay, we could modify our stores and our POS systems to be able, and our website to be able to accept cryptocurrencies. All right, fine. How does a retail business like in GameStop's position, how do you take advantage of NFTs in any type of meaningful way? I'm not really sure off the top of my head.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy. You buy your NFT from GameStop. When you sell it back for $30, when you sell it back to them, they give you $2.
That is how GameStop works.
Are these companies not seeing the public impression of these things?
Yeah.
Which
one was it? Was it the Konami one? Let's see. Hang on. Where was it?
Ubisoft Quartz got pummeled.
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Here we go. Here's the
Square
Konami
Enix
thing.
is getting pummeled
Listen. Here's what Konami said. Konami will continue to explore new developments and listen to player feedback following its initial collection. That is a lie. Any company that says is listening to player feedback about NFTs is lying.
Well, anytime Konami in particular says they're listening about anything, it's a lie. It's a lie. Yeah, I don't have a lot of respect for Konami. I should say Konami as a company. There are, of course, individuals that work there that I quite like.
Konami was dead to me when they made Yu-Gi-Oh! So there you go.
Yeah. They're gonna buy. Here's their thing. GameStop's NFT marketplace that they're gonna build will also be developed by this new team and will allow people to buy, sell, and trade NFTs and in-game items. Oh, now all these companies, by the way, are trying to find out ways to advertise their NFTs or blockchain technologies as green.
That's not happening.
They only use up half a rainforest per one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Let's continue rolling our eyes real quick, gentlemen. We talked about Skull and Bones from Ubisoft many times on this show, and it hasn't really ever been in a positive way. It's a game we all want to do well, just because we like the idea of those types of games, but it's not.
Which version? Which version?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Good point. Associate director Antoine Henry is now leaving Ubisoft. He is the associate director of Skull and Bones. Tweeted out, "Goodbye, Ubisoft. After nearly 15 years, today was my last day. I'm thankful for the people I've met and what they brought me professionally and personally. Hopefully I was able to give back just a little bit. On to new exciting adventures very soon." So been with Ubisoft for 15 years, been on the team for Skull and Bones for a little over 5 years. And
so that's what,
now,
5 different directors he's gone through?
Yeah, the associate director has outlasted most of the directors. I don't know. We've talked about this before, Jason, where we've said, hey, one person does not a game make when you're talking about these huge mega $1 million AAA titles. But when it rains, it pours, and damn, has it rained on Skull and Bones.
In the case of Skull and Bones, even 100 people does not have a game make, apparently.
Apparently.
However many they have. I mean, I don't care. I mean, at this point, if this is almost like a Star Citizen. If you're still waiting for this, why?
At least Star Citizen's come out with something you can mess with,
Sure. Yeah, but
Well, yeah.
you can mess with it.
relatively
I've seen people
speaking.
I'm sorry,
play it.
for hundreds of millions of dollars and asking me to buy a $40,000 Starship bundle 7 years into your development. I want a little more, Yod, than something I can mess around with a little bit.
I'm not saying it's not a jip. I'm just saying there's more out of it than Skull and Bones has.
Well, I guess so. Hey, did you guys know that as we ended out the year, Sega just went ahead and left one of its European servers wide open?
Yeah.
Happy New Year. They just want everyone to come into the party.
Happy New Year! Yeah, about 48 hours before the New Year started, it was noticed that some European servers for Sega were opened and accessible, and over 250,000 people's personal data could have been breached. Now, they don't believe anything was breached, by the way, because it was actually found by some white hats that said, close the door before you're letting all the heat out.
Were you born in a barn?
Yeah, you know it was some dad that made the call. It was like some dad. I'm not paying to heat the whole neighborhood, Sega. Close the door. What could have been, and this is reporting by B. Menenges at Engadget, what could have been a damaging breach in one of Sega's servers appears to have been closed, according to a report by security firm VPN Overview. It was a misconfigured Amazon Web Service S3 bucket that had sensitive information, which allowed researchers to arbitrarily upload files to a huge swath of Sega-owned domains, as well as credentials to potentially abuse over 250,000 people on an email list. They did close the door. They went ahead and closed the door.
That would have been a dick move to just leave it there. Yeah.
Speaking of hardware announcements not made at E3, we've got Sony coming in with a hardware announcement for Jason's favorite gaming product ever. Anything VR related, Jason's just all over. He loves VR.
Mm-hmm.
Loves VR.
Look, here are my disassembled hands, just like in VR. Here, let me try to use a thing. Yeah, there we go. I just simulated the VR game. There we go.
Sony announced the PlayStation VR2 and the PlayStation VR2 Sense controllers, the next generation of VR gaming on the PlayStation
VR,
5.
the next generation.
VR, the next generation. Impressive specs if you're into VR, and I am. I do enjoy the Oculus Quest 2, and an OLED display, 4K resolution, 90 to 120 hertz refresh rate. Eye tracking, which is a big feature compared to its previous iterations. There is vibration on the headset as well. The cameras are actually on the headset this time to track, so you won't have to use the PS Move controller and camera combination, the PlayStation Eye. They've got the cameras built in. Communicates with the PS5 via a USB Type-C, and then has a built-in microphone and a stereo headphone jack. They give the controller specs too. The controller specs look very, very similar to what you're probably used to. Like the Quest holdy things with the circle around
the
it,
Oculus thing.
or the Vive and stuff like that. And they showed off a Horizon spin-off title. Very, very briefly. You can see that on your screen right now if you're watching on YouTube or ReadyCheckRadio.com. It was really brief. Really brief. And then
So
they
they don't
went
show
ahead
you
and-
actually doing anything that requires coordination,
No.
like shooting or something.
Yeah,
No.
it was like you were in a boat and you watched this thing step over you, and that was it. Okay, I own the PSVR. I enjoy the PSVR a lot. I enjoy the Oculus Quest a lot more. Like exponentially more. And I've got to say, I still think Sony is making a mistake here. And I know, Jason, you have like no hope for any VR hitting mainstream stuff. And I tend to agree with you that I don't think it's ever really going to be mainstream, but I think it'll be bigger than it is now.
Sure.
In a little bit.
That just reminds me too. I miss super data. I kind of miss having the super data report that would tell me how big VR or whatever else is going to be in the coming year. So
we don't know price, we don't know release date, but we do know it's for the PlayStation 5, and it will connect via a USB-C 3. Or USB-C. Sorry, USB-C. But so that means two things. One, we know it's built for the console, just like the original PSVR was for the 4, and that it will have a cable attached to it, just like it. Well, it didn't technically have to have it attached there. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah. The PSVR has a
it had to go into that box
thing.
To
a box that squids out.
Yeah, that squids out.
Things. Yep.
I think they are making fatal mistakes with the PSVR. And let's set the technology aside and what you think about VR. I think it is dumb to be making a console-specific piece of VR equipment. I think that's the wrong way to go with VR. I think having to own a PlayStation 5 to even walk in the door to mess with Sony's VR technology is a terrible idea. We already know that Sony is getting more and more involved in moving their titles to PC. They want to get PC market, right? They want a piece of that pie. Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure why their VR equipment is still 100% tied to the console.
Now, is it though?
Well, that's the thing too, because they don't come out and say it will only work on the PlayStation 5. But
that's
the way they word it,
connection.
The way they word it, I don't think it can be anything else. Our next generation virtual reality system for the PS5 console.
Right.
Now they don't say only the PS5 console, but they do call it virtual reality system for the PlayStation 5 console.
You can technically take a PS4 or PS5 controller and use it on a PC, though, with some jiggering, but it can be done. So
right, but you're talking about something totally different, though. You're talking, but you're talking about technology that you know how to jailbreak, that you know how to manipulate in a certain way to go ahead and get it on the. Justin's saying the same thing. You could get the PlayStation 4 one to work with some homebrew support. Right, which means that in all of those buckets, the company itself didn't want you to use it there, or they would have built that in there.
Right, but it's with a single USB-C connection as opposed
to
anything. Squid. Yeah, it's easier. It's set up so that on the down low, it's kind of like, hey, we're not officially supporting this, so if you screw it up, not our monkey, but, it's right there. USB-C, USB-C. That's all I'm saying.
That's where I hope it's going, because I think, Jason, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. If it has to be like the PS4's version where, I have to go and get this and do this and do this, and I can make it work on my PC. I really feel like, you know what, if you want to get into the PC market, aren't we past making hardware that is dependent on another piece of hardware? Like, haven't we seen that fail time and time again with Sega CD and Sega 32X and all the shit throughout the years? We've seen that already.
Yeah, but I also believe Sony's not going to make something that doesn't work first and foremost and possibly only on a Sony device. Like I can understand that. That's what they're going to do, and asking them to do otherwise is.
Doesn't it kind of give you some bad optics, though, from a marketing standpoint, that you're going to sell add-ons for a system that still is not widely available?
Oh, there's that. That's an aspect, I'll grant you. But by the time, when is this coming out? By the time it comes out,
we have no date and no cost. But Justin says in chat that if it's over $300, you're definitely screwing themselves. It's going to be more than $300.
Oh, most likely.
Yeah, I can't. I don't. I mean, if it was $300 or less, I would be stunned.
Well, considering
stunned.
The PS5 is how much, and the PS4 was how much, PSVR1 was how much.
Yeah, the PS4 the original VR I think was $300 by itself.
Yeah.
or 250 or so. I was a day one adopter just because I'm, dumb. And I think it was like 250 or 3. I do like the toys.
It's okay. It's okay.
And
like the
this
toys.
one's going into 4K with OLED displays,
Right.
with camera tracking built in internally, pointing out so that they're avoiding mistakes from. I don't see any way they get the price point to 300. I'm thinking between 4 and 5.
Probably.
And I think Justin's right. That price point may also screw them badly as well, because now you are the investment. If you do not own a PlayStation 5 right now, and let's assume that it's PlayStation 5 exclusive without homebrewing stuff onto your PC, if it's between $400 and $500, Jason, and you don't own a PlayStation 5 now, if I want you in my PlayStation VR2 world as somebody selling it, I'm now asking for $1,000 from you.
Yeah. We talk about this with NFTs and blockchain. How companies are just checking the box, say we got to mention it, we got to do it because the shareholders want it. VR is kind of the same way. VR is the hot thing. We have to have a VR of something or other. So it's like, okay, well, but it's going to cost $1,000. Yeah, we still need it though. Shareholders want it. So
yeah, this type of setup kind of smells like somebody higher up has a hard on for VR and says we got to do this. So to appease them, they ship this product out, whether it passes or fails.
I'm totally cool with them doing it. I'm all on board. But I just think if the way this is written does kind of indicate, it doesn't say explicitly, I know, but it does kind of indicate that just like the original VR, it's going to be specific to the console. And I can understand their rationale initially, but I also kind of want to know what nobody in the room said, hey guys, do we really want to lock this to just our console? Yeah, we can. Yeah, should we consider PC? Because there's a lot of market there that isn't with the PlayStation 5 right now.
Maybe there'll be a firmware update later on.
We'll see. I mean, you're right. USB-C does open up a lot of doors that the fucking cable box with 7 cables off of it did not.
Right.
Sony's also working on a 3D scanner. They actually applied for this patent mid last year, but they got denied it because the patent office had some concerns with some things. So they've reworked it, and apparently it's going to go through at this point. They're working on 3D scanning that will allow you to put real-world items into video games. Now, they really haven't talked about any applications that they...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why a company would want a thing that you can basically put penises in a video game. That's all it's going to be.
That's what it is.
Here's the thing, Jason. Here's the thing. You can't put your own penis in the video game because you
not?
do have
scan just fine.
You do have to have the headset on and be able to see 360 degrees around the item you're trying to put in. So you can put your friend's penis in, but you can't put yours in.
Oh,
you're gonna have to have
Mike,
them do that for you.
Help me scan this thing into a video game, Mike. What do you want me to scan? Just come here.
Jason calls me. He's like, I got the PSVR2 and a PS5, and we're going to scan some stuff in. We're going to play this game. You want to come check it out? We'll talk about it. Sure, Jason, I'll be there in a couple hours. Drive down there. Jason's got no pants on, just a VR headset strapped to his head. Like, what are you doing?
Look, I wanted freedom of movement. My VR game.
I don't. Oh my god! I just had visions.
Realism.
I just had visions
Havoc will do it. There we go. All right.
Playing Beat Saber.
I'll beat some Saber. Oh my.
Oh god. Jason with no pants on with his VR headset playing Beat Saber.
What a word.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna scan and put in a game, but there you go.
You're gonna scam Ninja Panda's Gundams. There we go.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, gang, we do this every couple of months here. Let's take a look at January's video game release slate and see if there's anything you are interested in. Now, we know February and March get real busy. Mm-hmm. February and March get really, really busy. But January, maybe not to be outdone. Maybe they're not so big, but there is a fair amount of titles coming out this month, including Deep Rock Galactic, Monster Hunter Rise, God of War, obviously a big one for the PC. A lot of people waiting for that port. Rainbow Six Extraction comes out later this month on the 20th. We'll talk a little more about that. Kingdom of the Dead, Diplomacy is not an option. Rugby 22, for those of you overseas that are into rugby. I do enjoy watching rugby from time to time. Pokemon Legends and the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection for the PlayStation 5 and PC round out the end of the month. There are some other smaller titles in there as well. Jason, anything on the block that you are interested in, maybe considering buying day one, or is it all kind of, if I see it on a Steam sale, maybe I'll grab it?
Well, we're going to talk about Rainbow Six a little while, and that's going to be...
Yeah, we'll set that one
talk about
aside,
that,
gents, because
yeah.
we're going to spend a few minutes on that one.
I mean, again, there's nothing that really like thrills me here. Not until we get at least, like I said, February, March, that kind of area. But the only one that I kind of thought was kind of neat, I got a press release a while back for Diplomacy is not an option, which is kind of like a medieval tower defense, zombie slaying feudal lord game. So that was kind of neat to me. But even that one is like, you know.
There's a lot of different fandoms colliding there.
Here's a description on Steam. You were born a feudal lord. Sounds good, right? But you're bored of hunting executions and tournaments, even a feast with beautiful maidens. The only dream left, your castle surrounded by hordes of enemies. You would waste no time on negotiation. This is your chance to show them who's in charge. And the screenshots have it looks like 1,000 zombies outside your castle, roughly.
Yes.
Like just hordes. So neat. Kind of neat.
Anything you're looking forward to, Yod?
Just the one we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
February's bigger.
Yeah, February.
We got the
yeah.
remastered collection for Life is Strange, Dying Light 2. We're going to get Elden Ring. We're going to get Lost Ark. Destiny 2's The Witch King comes out. Or Witch Queen comes
Witch
out,
Queen.
sorry. Horizon
Crusader
Forbidden
Kings 3
Dawn comes
expansion.
out.
Hello.
Evil Dead the Game. Crusader Kings 3 expansion.
Guild Wars 2 expansion.
February is, End of Dragons. I mean, February is huge.
Looking over this list, I'm like, I feel like it's just a lot of repeats almost, and a lot. Not only games that are obviously coming out on Not only games that are coming out on PC that have been out in other places for years, but then you have like the Uncharted collection, the Pokemon thing. It's like there's not a whole lot that's new here.
That's because everything that's new keeps getting pushed back.
Troy says his February was full with Lost Ark and Broken Ranks, and then Mike was like, here, play this too, and now he's looking at Mortal Online 2. Well, technically, Broken Ranks and Mortal Online 2 are January titles for you, and you're not doing the first look for Lost Ark, so you get to just chill on that one too. So, yeah, I mean, God of War, big title, big PC port, a lot of money going to be made by Sony. Not really interested on my side. Played it, beat it on the PlayStation. I'm done. I'm not one of those guys that wants to check out the port of something, unless it's like a remaster of a game that was 20 years old and they're redoing it. Fine, I'll do that, but I don't want to buy God of War.
What I'm thinking of as you mentioned that too, the only time I've ever played any God of War was when I had a demo disc for my PS2 in like 2003.
Oh my God, PS2.
Played for like half an hour, slapping stuff around. So
I was interested in Rainbow Six Extraction.
Uh-oh.
I like PvE shooters.
Mm-hmm.
I like Destiny an awful lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In particular, the flashpoints, right? The quote unquote dungeons, for those of you that, I like that type of content. I liked the idea of Aliens Fireteam Elite. My concern was there wasn't going to be enough content, and when the game came out, guess what? There wasn't enough content. I don't think RE6 Extraction is going to have that problem.
Okay.
I think they're going to have a pretty substantial amount of content. What is making me okay with this is that it's now a day one Xbox Game Pass game for both the console and PC.
Oh my.
So I'm not going to have to pay for it to try it out. And that makes me really, really freaking happy. Mm-hmm. Because this one, Jason, I think you feel a little bit of the same way. Like when we first saw announcements for it, we were like, okay, all right, we'll keep an eye on this one. We'll kind of keep an eye on this one. And then just lately, like the more and the more I see, I'm just kind of like, man, this might be boring as fuck. I'm not sure. This might not be all that great. Like they've already had a price reduction because there was very similar content as a mode in Siege that was taken out of Siege as it was a limited time mode. And granted, there's a lot more here, but they took such blowback at like the $60 price point that now it's $40. Now Ubisoft is this partnership where they're going to put Ubisoft Plus on the Game Pass, so you can have a subscription inside your subscription because, yo, dog, we heard you like subscriptions. And Rainbow Six Extraction is going to be part of the Game Pass, so that's cool. But I got to tell you, man, they put out a video. And Lost Ark did one of these too, where it's kind of like, hey, give us 10 minutes and we will catch you up on our game to get you ready for launch. And Lost Arks was tremendous. Jason, it was a good video.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. This one was not.
I honestly didn't even watch it because I was like,
Is that the one you linked on the show notes?
I'll tell you what, I
Yeah.
hate any link that says everything you need to know about such and such. I hate that name. All right, first of all, you can't tell me what I know.
The voiceover was just bad.
Okay.
It was, but production aside, because we all know that you're a stickler for production.
Oh, I'm not talking. Their production was fine. Like, I'm not talking about that. Like, I just 2 minutes in, I was like, would you just shut the fuck up and let me read the screen?
Well, I thought it was gonna be
or
more
hire a
about
voice actor.
story.
Now I gotta listen to this a little bit. Go ahead.
Or hire a voice actor.
See, I thought it was gonna be more about the story, not this enemy does this. To beat him, you have to do this.
Yeah, and he just tries to be funny, and he's not.
Eh,
And
feel
maybe
like
that's
I've
the
seen
writer's fault, but the delivery isn't there either. Like, even if the writing isn't great, you can...
I mean, it's highly possible they just grabbed some guy in the office that they had that was making voices while he was working.
Oh, it's an
put him in
artist.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's not gonna have the best of personalities.
Justin's right. They should have had some
suit.
YouTuber, well-known YouTuber do it, or hire an actual voice artist to voice 10 minutes of your script that you already wrote, whatever. It was bad. I didn't like that. And also, I thought the video was just boring because, like you said, Yad, when you go and look at Lost Arks, they covered races, they covered lore, they covered parts of the world. I mean, they were like, give us 10 minutes and we will catch you up.
Right.
This was 10 minutes of explaining all the different enemy
and
types.
then there's the lurker. Oh, Lord, you're right.
Yeah. Here's all the different enemy types and here's how to kill them. Which I
With
guess,
guns.
fine.
With
The
big guns.
best thing to do in this type of game is show off the variety of creatures and the variety of content you have too. But it just left me wanting a little more. And then I'm reading through comments of people who've played Siege a lot more than I have. And they're just like, you know what? There's a lot more here than we got in our event. But this is kind of taking an event and building it up to make it its own product at a $60 price point that got so much backlash that they dropped it to $40. Go watch the Lost Ark one. I mean, we're going to be checking this out on stream later this month, but I got to say I'm not nearly as pumped for this one as I was at one point, Jason. How about you?
That'd be about the same for me. And even seeing comments on things saying that the gameplay is just not that great either. The fact that they're reusing the operators from Rainbow Six Siege and using a lot of the same kind of gameplay, and now you mentioned this, not hiring a voiceover, just sounds like it's almost kind of like a budget title. Like they're trying to, how can we squeeze more out of the Rainbow Six name without spending too much on it? It's like
I don't know, Yad. I mean, you guys are going to check it out with me, but
Am I gonna have to get Game Pass so I can play this with you guys?
We should have gotten it for $1 for 3 months. I don't know if that's still available.
Yeah, you're going to have to get it. Jason and I are going to be in there. I'll
have it for 11 days. I'll have it, or 10 days.
And then, Jason, you add on top of this that, like, even their marketing department, isn't putting together the best looking marketing materials.
The fuck is this?
Chat, you may think that this piece of art I put up here, do you extract?
Do you extract? Or I guess it's extraction, but
yeah, because they and they in this game, you fight an alien parasite as a 3-man squad. If a character fails in a mission, that person gets captured.
If a character falls in mission, there's no
in mission, that person gets captured, and it's coming 120. You might think that this was like some spoof thing on the... No, this was tweeted out by the Xbox Game Pass account. This is actual promotional art tweeted by the Xbox Game Pass account.
You know what
And
this reeks of? It reeks of, well, my cousin can do it for half that price.
like I said, it's a budget game. They're making a budget out of it. So first of all, you have the fonts that are all different, which is
Yeah.
horrible.
Ninja saying it's clip art 5.0.
Yeah, you have that. Then you have, again, you have EXTRACT, and only the C is used.
Yeah.
What the hell? And
Like I
then
said,
if you actually follow the Twitter thread, the person, the poster, the social media manager, whatever, just keeps defending it. People say, hey, this is really bad. And they're like, look, I tried, or something. They say something like that. It's like,
so the social media guy had a cousin that could do it for cheaper.
or did it himself or something.
Or
whatever,
did
I don't
it
know.
himself for cheaper.
Himself or herself, yeah.
Yeah, themselves, whatever, whoever they are. But yeah, that's. No, they didn't really try.
Unfunny account plus ratio plus PlayStation better. Somebody replied. How did he get the participation medal for this?
See, I actually thought it was a fandom thing.
Yeah,
Or
no.
some kind of spoof. That's why I was like,
that's why I
it's a
wanted to
dumb
be
thing.
clear. It
Yeah.
is not.
Yeah, that's why when I saw it in the show notes, I was like, Jason, I don't understand what's going on here.
All right, let's finish this up today. Jason, you brought some news. You wanted to chat about a couple prominent YouTube or Twitch streamers found themselves on the negative end of a ban hammer. What the hell happened?
I can't imagine why. I mean, they were just streaming copyrighted TV shows. I don't see why that would get you. Oh, wait, hang on a sec. So, yeah, Pokimane, she's well known, Imani and Ennis. I don't know how to pronounce her name, sorry. Yeah, she got a DMCA and got banned from Twitch for streaming Avatar, that last Airbender, for a 10-hour Avatar watch party to tens of thousands of fans. But
Oh my.
here's the great part. It's a 48-hour ban. She's just basically taking the weekend off. So there wasn't actually a real penalty. To be clear, there's no disincentive for her to. She probably won't do it again, but the next guy to come along is going to get a 48-hour ban or whatever. Probably not, because the next person to come along doesn't actually make money like she does. So, and then, Master Chef, the show hosted by Gordon Ramsay, that's going to be getting streamed by a lot of people apparently. And this time it was the one who really got nailed by it was Hassan Abi. He's the one who got the ban for this, which I don't know how long his is, but he actually did get a DMCA from Fox apparently. So, because I hear that Gordon Ramsay himself was tweeting about this apparently. And when that happens, you're about to get hit. But he's like, yeah, whatever. And the thing that gets me out is they're like just celebrating it. Like he goes, the Master Chef meta is over. Oh man, this is just a big old joke. It's not a fucking joke. Have you seen what the recording industry does to Twitch now?
I do like Gordon Ramsay's initial response when Twitch was explained to him, and he said, "What the fuck's a Twitch?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you seeing that was on his show. Yeah.
I do like that response. So here's my thing. This is dumb. This is absolutely stupid to me. Pokimane in particular, like you knew. You were putting up Avatar and you mirrored the image because you were worried about it getting flagged in the system. So you knew. Like
It
you
mirrored
clearly,
the image?
Yeah, they mirrored the image of the show. And
So it's just flipped.
Yep.
That was it.
Hoping that the algorithm wouldn't pick it up because things were reversed. I have no empathy or sympathy for anybody that falls in this bucket. I don't care how many viewers you have. First off, if I'm streaming to 50,000 people instead of 20 people, right? I know I am a bigger target if I am doing something that I shouldn't be doing.
Right.
I know it is far more likely that I will get caught streaming copyright material than Check Raideo at the moment will get caught streaming copyrighted material. I just have fewer eyeballs on me to catch me. So when you are that big, you know there's more eyeballs on you, and not all of them like you.
Like Gordon Ramsay's eyeballs.
Like Gordon Ramsay. And 2, you know it's copyrighted material. Like, this isn't... This isn't, oh, I thought it was royalty-free music. Let me go make a change to my video because it's not royalty-free anymore. Jason, this is a perfect example. When we did the free-to-play cast, we had Droideca's Get Hyper as the theme song on the free-to-play cast for years. Years. It was royalty-free music when we started the playcast in 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, 2012, 2013. And it was royalty-free. 2 years ago, we had to change the theme. And we didn't question or try to get away with using it. You know why? Somebody had bought all the rights to the Droideka music library, and it was no longer royalty-free. They sent a copyright claim, not a strike, to the MMO Bomb YouTube account. We said, oh, okay, you own it now? No problem. We didn't mirror the image. And I know some of these streamers are just doing goofy things to get attention, right? That is the purpose, and that's what really bothers me is because guess what? We're fucking talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's
maybe
headlines
the
about them. And yeah, Troy's right. At 50K viewers, there are people in your chat just to catch you because that's how the internet works.
There is that many people hate watching things all the time.
Oh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to see when the next sumo tournament starts so I can watch the streams of that on YouTube.
Gary was always using copyrighted music on Game Breaker. Was he really? I don't know the
I did
asset.
like that. Was dubstep copyrighted back then?
Well, I know a lot of that stuff came from Mike B, though, didn't it? From Mike B and oh shit!
Didn't he play some Skrillex or something too for a while?
What's the name of his?
Negative PH.
Negative PH. Thank you. It was escaping me for a minute, and I felt really bad. Negative PH. I thought some of that was there. Well, and I know all the music we use and stuff is paid for. It's not royalty free. I pay for the music for the theme songs for these shows and anything I play on stream. I've worked with Yod long enough. He knows I'm very pay the artist. Early on, he used copyrighted music. Once Twitch seemed like they were going to be serious about it, he switched. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yod, you wanted to get our take on some movies this year.
Yeah, so there's a few video game-based movies coming out for 2022. What are we hyped about? What are we shaking our heads at?
Well, what do you got? What do you like?
I'm kind of curious.
Or do you want to not taint our opinions here and have us go first?
Actually, yes. Why don't you guys go first? We'll see where we are.
All right, the one there's 2 I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And these are ones, by the way, that we generally have really good reason to believe will make it in 2022. There's a slew of video game projects out there, but as far as what is likely going to make it this year, I'm very interested in both The Division and Metal Gear Solid. Both of those are games that when I played and still do play, that I was like, these could absolutely be movies. In fact, I want a movie in these environments. And in particular, Metal Gear Solid, I know Kojima is very intimately involved in it, so I think the likelihood of getting a shitty knockoff or something like that is very, very, very small. So that's Metal Gear Solid is number 1 for me. Division's going to be right behind it. The one I am interested in Splinter Cell, but let's see a new game first. Let's see a new game first, and then we'll get back to that. The one I really don't understand and I'm not interested in, although I think there could be potential there, so it's not totally off my radar. I question a Portal movie. I very much question a Portal movie.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jason?
First of all, I don't think Metal Gear Solid just has a TBA. It doesn't have a definitely in 2022 kind of thing.
No, none of them have. I didn't say any of them definitely. I mean, there are some on the list that I didn't give, but they are likely to come out in 2022. The Metal Gear Solid movie has been in production for a while now.
I don't count any movie actually coming out nowadays, but that would be one that I would be interested in too, being a big Metal Gear Solid fan, Metal Gear fan, even going all the way back. Other than that, I mean, Mass Effect, if that ever happens, that would be awesome too. but that also seems like a bit of a pipe dream. And I always like good samurai movies, so Ghost of Tsushima would be great as well.
No interest in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that's only
No.
been talked about for whatever decade. Go ahead, Yab. What about you?
So Ghost of Tsushima, I saw that they announced that at CES, and I am very interested in that because of the production value of the game, and if the same people are involved, it's going to be really good. I'm skeptical about the Mass Effect. The company that's behind the production and stuff like that is very hit or miss. It depends on how they handle it. If they're going to actually try to make the story with Shepard, which would go over terribly, or if they try to run something concurrent to it, maybe, but I'm skeptical about it. For something that's actually positively got a release date, surprisingly, Sonic 2 seems a little interesting.
Sonic 1 was good. I liked
I
it.
haven't watched it. I'm actually going to go and watch it now because I saw one of the trailers for Sonic 2 and it was like, that is
I mean, it's a
kind
Sonic
of
movie,
interesting.
so
Right.
like don't go in expecting
Right.
Citizen Kane
Right.
or anything.
Right. I mean, they fixed his face and all that stuff, so,
His teeth, that was
right,
the
his
one.
teeth. His teeth and his eyes was the big things. But yeah, they really skeptical and side-eyeing that Mario movie.
Yeah.
You don't like Chris Pratt as Mario?
I mean, no, see that's the thing. It could work. I don't know his voice work. I've never seen him do or heard him do voice work, so he could do decent voice work. I'm not on the hate train like everybody is with him. I don't know why they chose him of all people, but until I actually hear his voice work, that's kind of why I'm side-eyeing it because, I mean,
Fair enough.
yeah. But yeah,
I have to
so
say,
Now we were talking about movies that are in production or in the process somewhere. Speaking of ones that may just be rumors or never happen or whatever, DJ Havoc says Dead Space would be cool. Dead Space is another franchise that, although Dead Space Downfall wasn't great, but that was a while ago. So I can't wait for that reboot. By the way. That is one I am very excited about, although we probably won't see that till 2023. And the speculation, by the way, on Knights of the Old Republic, that remake, is that we won't see that until 2023 either.
And then it'll get pushed back to next quarter.
Let's slide over and do our Games of the Week. As always, this is the way we end every episode of Gaming Gumbo. Each of the three of us is going to recommend to you a game. Could be something we're playing now, something we played in the past, something we've never played, video game, tabletop, mobile, whatever. There's no real rules. And you let us know in the comments on YouTube or on Ready Check Radio which of the three of us gave the best recommendation. Jason, we'll start with you.
my game of the week is Spiritfarer, which I started playing on Game Pass, actually, right around Christmas. Did that over the break. I'm still about halfway through it. It's a nice little calming game where you're the Spiritfarer. You basically ferry souls to the underworld, but you let them go on your boat for a while, and they're all in the forms of these animals, and you have to do a little task for them, and hugging them is a mechanic to make them feel better about themselves and make them be at peace with their final destination. It's very nice.
I'm gonna go with Forza 5. I gotta recommend it. So you won.
Right.
I did as promised on the last show before we ended 2021. You had made some comments about it that made me think maybe I want to give it a whirl. I ended up playing it as I promised right after the show. I queued it up for download while I was getting the show uploaded to iTunes and YouTube and everything. When I was done, started playing it, and I was probably on it till about 2:33 in the morning that night. It was amazingly aggravating. It's a beautiful game. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And was a lot of fun. But the thing I liked about it is one of the things that I liked about my recommendation a while ago in the biking one. Riders Republic. No, not the rewind button.
Okay.
I liked going around on little map challenges and it flagging all of my friends and showing me, Jason made this jump, 1,025 feet.
Sure.
You only made it 900 feet. And I'm like, shit. I spent like an hour trying to do it. And I'm like, he must have a better car. I'll come back.
Nice.
But yeah, absolutely. So you got my vote a couple of weeks ago on it, but now I got to give it as my game of the week. Yod,
I
finish
vote
it up.
for you. Screw you.
The only thing that I've played over the holiday season is Endwalker.
Yeah, you
It's
get
every week. It's the
buried.
same thing.
It has been engaging, and it has been distracting me from life's
Are you
other
done with
little
MSQ
details.
yet?
I am.
Good.
I'm doing tomes and stuff like that right now to get armor. Hence the pretty new armor that my character is wearing on Twitter right now.
Nice. Chat, don't go anywhere. Right after the show today, we'll have the birthday boy himself. Torchwick, yesterday was his 18th birthday. Chat, give it up. Give Torchwick, my son there, a happy birthday. He's now a man, as the universe says. He's 18. That kid's a man. Torchwick, how you doing?
Of murder as an adult.
I got to stop all those crimes. I can't be charged as a minor anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
My weekend plans.
Yeah, you can be drafted.
Yeah.
So you can die for your country. You can vote. But in Pennsylvania, you cannot drink or smoke.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, Pennsylvania used to be 18 on cigarettes, but just a few years back, they changed the buying age to 21 for cigarettes.
You can legally have sex with a 40-year-old woman now.
I don't think I want to.
That is technically true. Technically true. Chat says, now cut your hair and get a job, you hippie.
The hair is never getting cut, but I'm trying to get a job.
What are you streaming tonight, my friend?
We're going to be playing Majora's Mask. We left off last year. I haven't played it in a year. Wow. I have to. I know it's a bad joke, but I'm legally required. We're playing Majora's Mask.
Are you almost towards the end?
No.
No?
No, we're still working on the second giant out of 4. So...
Yeah, you got a while to go. So chat, don't go anywhere. We'll go dark for about 15, 20 seconds or so, and then we'll come on back with Torchwick playing some Majora's Mask. We'll, of course, be back next Saturday with another episode of Gaming Gumbo. Thursday, we'll have the Relic Grind, and we'll have all the streams, including mine and the Final Fantasy TCG trading card game stream. If you're looking for gaming buddies and you want some fun stuff to do, go check out the Twitter account at MMOBuds. MMOBuds, BUDS. It's a social hangout for people, nice people. None of you dicks need apply. Just you nice people. If you're looking for somebody that plays MMOs and you want to hang out with a group of people, head on over. It's a nice project run by a friend of mine. So check it out. And if you want to hang out in their Discord, I'm in there too. And, whatever. We want to play a game, we can play a game. So give a little shout out to my buddy there. Check it out. Until next Saturday, Yod, where can everybody find you?
Yado works on Twitter and Yado works on Facebook and here on Gaming Gumbo.
Jason.
On Twitter and Winter Formal, streaming at twitch.tv/JasonWinter. And clearly you don't find me with MMOBuds because you said no dicks allowed. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you'd put your pants on when you're playing VR, maybe we'd let you in.
Look, I'm just scanning, man.
My name's Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there at MagicMan1, but more importantly, follow at RC Radio so you'll know every time we go live. Until next time, stay safe. We'll see you on the servers.